Okay, and welcome back to the Dauntless Writings How to Make an Author Web Page, Part 5. And now we'll be looking at making the page a little bit more pretty. Jetpack is great for this, and that's one of the reasons we installed it. And if it's free, you might as well use it. Okay, so what we're going to use is see the other Jetpack features, and we'll be looking for site icon. That's a little bit further down. It's also called a favicon. Now, Jetpack has a very nice way of installing those, but there's a whole bunch of things you can do with Jetpack here. So let's go down to S for site icon. Actually, Protect is another thing you can use to make your website a little bit more secure. You remember that you have to actually pay for it on other formats, but you can just use it here with Jetpack. Right, so now site icon's been activated. Now under site icon again down here, it will have a configure button. That's the one we're looking for. Configuring site icon. Now the nice thing about Jetpack's configure of site icon is you can use any picture you like. So you can play around with pictures until you find one that looks really nice. In this case, you just upload an image. It needs to be quite a large picture because they're going to crunch it down to various sizes for various sites and for various browsers and various devices. Okay, so you press upload picture with that one over there, and it will open an interface like this where you can crop how you would like it, and then you can see here what it'll look like. On the page at the top there under the tabs, and you can move it around a bit to make it look better. And that's what it'll look on an icon for a mobile device. You see, this picture is pretty detailed and it actually doesn't look too bad. And there we go. We have our site icon for different devices and all of those things. Alright, but let's look at headers now. I have my concerns that this specific theme that we've chosen in an earlier step might not be as supportive of headers as we'd like to be, but that's an easy problem to fix. Let's see if they have anything that we can use. Site identity. See, a lot of times this one actually has a site icon place as well, but use the Jetpack one. It's more universal. If you get rid of the theme, then that information doesn't go away either. Now, as you can see, this site theme has a lot of options, but it doesn't have the one we want. I would like a site header for us, but I don't seem to be able to find the option here, which is okay, because with WordPress, the themes that we select, because they're free, also doesn't actually matter that much, because we can change them at will. And I think that may need to be the option here. You may have to play around a little bit to find a background image. Okay, let's have a look at that. You may have to play around a bit to get the theme that works best for you, but you can play around with these things to make them look the way they do. Oh, that doesn't look great. It's not terrible, but I don't think it's what we're going to be looking for. The key to making a site look the way you want it to is to play around with it until you're happy. You can, of course, try and do this type of process with the developer, but that takes just as much time, and even though the results might be more professional, it's not really what we're looking for right now with regards to our minimum viable product. So in this case, let's get a new theme. Click on Themes under Appearance, and that should load the themes page that we know so well by now. And let's look for something more suitable to our needs. I've used this one before, 2013. It's a built-in theme of WordPress, and I know that it's got some options that we're looking for. So let's just pop that active for, and let's see how we can customize this one. I'm hoping for a nice strong header that we can use to edit. Okay, yeah, this is more what I'm used to. See, there's our pages and subpages. This is our posts. Still looking alright. A bit of a strange thing happened with the spacing there, but it doesn't matter over much. It still looks pretty nice. Okay, let's go to header image. Add new header image. I think they'll even tell us, they tell us how big they would like it. So that makes it easy for us. Let's go to canva.com to make ourselves a nice header. Now under more sizes here, they've got a whole bunch of things. You remember that social media post sizes that we were talking about earlier under Yoast SEO for specific pages, and this is where you can select the different sizes that they recommend there automatically. But we're going to be using custom dimensions for our header bar. Let's just see how much they wanted. They wanted 1600 by 230. Let's go give them exactly that, and that'll give us a nice canvas to work from. Now, as soon as Canva opens for us, you'll have a blank canvas, that white space in exactly the right size. So whatever you put in here, they're going to change to the correct size. So let's upload a picture from our website that we were looking for earlier, that we were using earlier. Let's go with that flower. And then once it's uploaded, it will appear there by Stephen King's face. Awesome. All right, now if you drag it across into your canvas, it can be resized any way you like. And I think that looks actually pretty cool. Let's just make sure that all the white is covered, which means if we export this now, it'll look exactly like that. And there'll be that size, the correct shape, everything we need for our header. Let's add some text to it. I want to use that font, Amaranth, isn't it? Well, it's a sunflower, it's not an amaranth. I think I'll be using white, but let's just have a look at what colors are available. In fact, all colors are available. It uses the HTML color. What's this? Okay, maybe I'm trying to use too many colors, but that's okay. I don't think that'll actually be a problem. You can see you can go really psychedelic with your colors, but let's actually go with white because that'll show up the best against the picture of our sunflower. It's very easy to use Canva. You can drag things around until they sort of fit, and you can type your text, whatever you want in there. In this case, I wanted to say header text. Oh, yeah. For no reason other than I wanted to say header text. Oh, yeah. Great. Now let's get that centered. Plus, minus. It gives little guidelines for you and everything you need. And once you're done, you export it, and you noticed I'd selected the web optimized exporting, which means you lose a little bit of quality, but it's a little bit smaller, and which means your page loads a little bit quicker. It downloads, or you can just share, but in this case we're going to use the download. You drag the download just into the choose image gallery, and it'll upload it directly onto your media library, which we can then import just as easily as we did any other picture. Again, make sure that your titles are as updated as possible, and your alt text and descriptions as well. All pictures on your website count for your SEO and will help Google find you. Okay, now it'll ask you to crop the image, but since we use their exact dimensions, I do not expect the need to crop it over much. Let's have a look at what this looks like. That actually looks not bad. Quite like that, even though it gave an error on that font, but that doesn't matter. See, the cropping fits perfectly because we used exactly the right dimensions. And let's add it to our picture, add it to our website. There we go. Nice double header there because we need to actually deactivate the basic text that they have there. But let's first save and publish this so we can have it on our website. That looks really nice. I like that. To get rid of that double text, we're going to head to Site Identity and then deactivate Display Header Text. So now only the text that we put in on Canva is there, and we can edit it to our heart's content. It doesn't actually just need to look like the basic stuff that came with the theme itself. So we can change anything we like from there. Just remember, when you install a new theme, the widget areas might change. So in this case, we have our Facebook like box, and it appears all the way down here, which isn't overly useful, but it should be okay. But we can always activate additional areas. Let's look at something to add. Might as well add, I don't know, another Facebook thing. You can add an image there with Jetpack as well. Okay, there we go, pages. Alright, so now that's where the pages and the list of pages will appear, and on the right hand side. So you can really customize it even if it looks as basic as this one. Colors again, you can change all the colors you need. And again, because it uses HTML, you can have an infinite amount of colors to change whatever you want. Oh, the header text is back. That's what we were changing. Header text color should have been the clue. But let's just get rid of that again under site identity. Okay, so you just have to play around with the themes until you get something that you like, until you have something that pleases your aesthetic and fits with your idea of what a good site should look like. There's a lot of information on this out there, but don't worry about that over much. Let's look at the live site. All right, and that's not actually too bad. You can see it's a WordPress site, but for the price, which is just the hosting, I think we're doing all right. Next up, let's also look at Prettylinks, which we installed in the second video but haven't used yet. Right, Prettylinks is on the dashboard bar, but also on the basic template of your back end of your website. But I prefer to use the link here. There's a nice instructional video on how to use it, but simply put, you click on add a Prettylink. Let's link to the sub page again. You can link to any page, affiliate link, or anything like that using this technique. Make it permanent if you're not going to change it anytime soon, if it's a permanent change on your website. But the target URL, that's where the link needs to go. That's where if the person clicks on links, that's where they can go. They will go. And under Prettylink, you give the name of what you would like to use as the link instead of that ridiculously long link that you put into your target URL. This is especially useful for affiliate links, which tend to be very bulky and looks terrible on a page and is quite hard to say. If you have a podcast or anything like that, then perhaps you can use a Prettylink to verbally tell people where to go with the link, so they don't have to type in the whole affiliate link. You can also set the link as no follow in case you don't want Google to index this link. There are a few reasons for that, especially if it's an affiliate link. Okay, next up, all we need to do is check everything's all right and press create, and then here's your link. Okay, it tracks the hits on your link, which is nice, and you can copy this link out to use it wherever you need to go. Like what we'll do is we'll copy it into one of our other posts. Okay, we're going to paste the Prettylink into our post. So you select the text that you want to use for the link. All right, then you go to insert link, stick the URL that you're looking for there, which is our Prettylink. Okay, I usually tell it to open as a new window to not have people lose the previous one they were in. Nothing annoys me more than that. And there you go, that's now a live link. Alternatively, if you are linking to a page within your own website, you can use the add link to an existing content button, and then there's the page. It'll give you the long URL, which is fine because we're linking internally, but also remember that Prettylinks actually tracks the clicks that go onto it. So if you paste the Prettylink into the website like this, it doesn't look too terrible, whereas the whole other link would. That's what we're using Prettylinks for. You just have to make sure that it's a link, but there we go. Okay, but what we have here is a pretty website with some pretty links, and I think that will do us for now. I might be making more videos in the future with regards to more advanced uses for entrepreneur websites. So if you have any suggestions or anything like that that you would like me to focus on in the next video, please leave a comment on this video, or perhaps go to dauntlesswriting.com. There is a suggestion box type link or an email address on the contact us page where I can really look at what you need to do and get you the video that you require to make your entrepreneur site great. Okay, thank you very much, and best of luck with your entrepreneur website.